Hello everyone, and welcome back. Hope you're ready for some more reading, because I've got my book, and as you can see, I've got my therapy friends with me. So without further ado, shall we begin? Actually, I will let you know one thing. In case you may have noticed, this is the first video being shot on my new phone. Now, some would say that it's a bit of a waste to do one of my reading videos for my first video on this new equipment, but anything I think is a rather me thing to do. Now that out of the way, shall we? If you remember, we're about to start a whole new chapter. So, shall we? Chapter 5, excuse me, Analysing the Transaction. I do not understand my own actions, said St. Paul. What a strange man. What a very strange man. Now that we have developed a language, we come to the central technique, using that language to analyse a transaction. The transaction consists of a stimulus by one person and a response by another, which response in turn becomes a new stimulus for the other person to respond to. The purpose of the analysis is to discover which part of each person, parent, adult or child, is originating each stimulus and response. There are many clues to help identify stimulus and response as parent, adult or child. These include not only the words used but also the tone of voice, body gestures and facial expressions. The more skillful we become in picking up these clues, the more data we acquire in transactional analysis. We do not have to dig deep into anecdotal material in the past to discover what is recorded in parent, adult and child. We reveal these aspects in ourselves every day. The following is a list of physical and verbal clues for each state. State, by the way. I thought it says statue and I tried to correct myself, but no. Parent clues. Physical. Furrowed brow, pursed lips, the pointing index finger, this thing here. Head wagging. Horrified look. Foot tapping. Hand on hips, as in arms folded across chest. Wringing of hands. Tongue clicking. What on earth is that? Is that like when you go sign? Patting another on the head. That's it. These are typical parent gestures. However, there may be other parent gestures particular to one's own parent. For instance, if your father had a habit of clearing his throat and looking scolded each time he wants to make a pronouncement about your bad behaviour, this mannerism undoubtedly would be apparent as your own prelude to a parent statement. Even though this might not be generally seen as parent in most people, also, there are cultural differences. For example, in the United States, people exhale as they sigh, whereas in Sweden, they inhale as they sigh. I think we British exhale, we go. So Sweden will go. That can't be right. If there's any Swedish people, let me know. I can't remember going. It's always more. No, outwards. Anyway, if there are any Swedish people listening or watching, let me know in the comments. Parent clues. Verbal. I'm going to put a stop to this once and for all. I can't for the life of me. Now always remember, always and never always are almost always parent words, which reveal the limitations of an archaic system closed to new data. How many times have I told you, if I were you? Many evaluative words, whether critical or supportive, may identify the parent inasmuch as they make a judgment about another, based not on adult evaluation, but on automatic archaic responses. Examples of these kinds of words are stupid, naughty, ridiculous, disgusting, shocking, asinine, lazy, nonsense, absurd, poor thing, poor dear, no, sunny, honey, as far as solicitous salesperson, how dare you, cute, there, now what, not again. It is important to keep in mind that these words are clues and are not conclusive. The adult may decide after serious deliberation that on the basis of an adult ethical system certain things are stupid, ridiculous, disgusting, and shocking. Two words should and ought frequently are giveaways to the parent state, but as I contend in chapter 12, should and ought can also be adult words. It is the automatic, archaic, unthinking use of these words which signals the activation of the parent. The use of these words together with body gestures on the context on transaction help us identify the parent. Child clues. Physical. Since the child's earliest responses to the external world were non-verbal, the most readily apparent child clues are seen in physical expressions. Any of the following signal the involvement of the child in a transaction: tears, the quivering lip, pouting, temper tantrums, the high-pitched whining voice, rolling eyes, shrugging shoulders, downcast eyes, teasing, delight, laughter, hand raising for permission to speak, nail biting, nose thumbing. What, doing this, What, trying to push your nose with your thumb? That just seems painful, I've seen someone do this in TV shows. Put their thumb going like this. That must be it, mustn't it? Let me know in the comments, please. If you know that is. Actually, even if you don't know, just put a comment saying, I don't know. It drives engagement. It means that YouTube is more likely to recommend my videos to other people too. Squirming, and lastly, giggling. Child clues. Verbal. Many words in addition to baby talk identify the child. I wish, I want, I dunno, I gonna, I don't care. I guess. When I grow up, bigger, biggest, better, best. Many superlatives originate in the child's playing pieces in the mine is better game. In the same spirit as look ma, no hands. They are stated to impress the parent and to overcome the not okay. There is another grouping of words which are spoken continually by little children. However, these words are not clues to the child, but rather to the adult operating in the little person. These words are why, what, where, who, when, and how. Adult clues. Physical. What does the adult look like? If we turn off the video on the parent and child tapes, what will come through on the face? Will it be blank, benign, dull, insipid, earnest? Oh, sorry, no, that's not another one. Ernst is F. Ernst, who made a lecture in Sacramento in 1987, October 18th, which was exactly one day before my birthday. It was about 17 years before my birthday. 17 years and one day before my birthday, this Ernst F. Ernst made a lecture on listening. Now to go again. Ernst contends that the blank face does not mean an adult face. He observes that listening with the adult is identified by continual movement of the face, the eyes, the body, with an eye blink every 3 to 5 seconds. Non-movement signifies non-listening. The adult face is straightforward, says Ernst. As the head is tilted, the person is listening with an angle in mind. The adult also allows the curious, excited child to show its face. Adult clues. Verbal. As stated before, the basic vocabulary of the adult consists of why, what, where, when, who, and how. Other words are how much, in what way, comparative, true, false, probable, possible, unknown, objective. I think, I see, it is in my opinion, etc. These words are indicative adult data, processing in the phase it is my opinion. The opinion may be derived from the parent, but the statement is adult. In fact, it is identified as an opinion and not a fact. It is my opinion that high school students should have the vote. It's not the same as the saying that high school students should have the vote. I hope you're with me so far, people. Now, we got a little figure here, or a little comparison thing here, to show you the parent-parent transaction. You have a look. See? So you have parent, adult, child. And see, it shows arrow goes that way, arrow goes that way. It's been, if you wish to look at it more, I suggest you go back and pause the video. With these clues to assist us, we can begin to identify parent, adult, and child in transactions involving ourselves and others. Any social situation abounds with examples of every conceivable type of transaction. On a full day some years ago, I was riding a Greyhound bus to Berkeley and made a note of a number of transactions. The first was a parent-parent exchange, as you saw in figure 9 just now, between two cheerless ladies seated side by side across from me. They were developing a rather extensive philosophy around the point of whether or not the bus would get to Berkeley on time. With great knowing, sympathetic nods of the head, they produced a long exchange which began with the following transactions. I'm not going to do voices, by the way. They're both just going to be me doing my regular reading voice. Okay? Lady 1 looks at her watch, winds it, mumbles, catches the eye of the lady next to her and sighs wearily. Lady 2 sighs back, shivers uncomfortably, and looks at her watch. Lady 1 looks like we're going to be late again. Lady 2 never fails. Lady 1, you ever see a bus on time? Ever? Lady 2, never have. Lady 1, just like I was saying to her this morning, you just don't get any service anymore like you used to. Lady 2, you're absolutely right, it's a sign of the times. Lady 1, cost you though, you can count on that. See, even in those days, doomers existed. And they all ridiculed the times, even though this is obviously the 1960s. Just a reminder that every generation thinks the next generation is cooked. Each generation thinks that, and your generation, and the generation for your generation was cooked as well. So just remember that next time. These transactions are parent-parent. In fact, they proceed without the benefit of reality data and are the same kind of judgmental exchange these ladies as children overheard between their mothers and aunts over the vicissitudes of riding streetcars. Excuse me. Lady 1 and Lady 2 enjoyed recounting the awfuls more than they would have enjoyed getting the facts. This is because of the good feeling that comes from blaming and finding fault. When you blame and find fault, we replay the early blaming and fault finding which is recorded in the parent. And this makes us feel okay, because the parent is okay, and we are coming on parent. Finding someone to agree with you and play the game produces a feeling well nigh omnipotent. Lady 1, I made the first move. Oh, sorry, no. Lady 1 made the... Sorry. Let me start this again. Excuse me. Damn nose itching. Lady 1 made the first move. Lady 2 could have stopped the game had she responded at any point with an adult statement to any of Lady 1's statements. Lady 1 looks at her watch, winds it, mumbles, catches the eye of the lady next to her, and sighs wearily. Analysing the transactions. Analysing the transaction. Adult response possibilities. Number 1. Non-acknowledgement of sigh by looking away. And that's just rude. 2. A simple smile. 3. If Lady 1 were sufficiently distressed, are you okay? Lady 1. Looks like we're going to be late again. The possible adult responses. Number 1. What time is it now? 2. The bus is usually on time. 3. Have you been late before? Or 4. I'll ask. Lady 1. Have you ever seen a bus on time? Ever? The possible adult responses are 1. Yes, I have. Number 2. I don't usually ride the bus. See, that's a nice little cop out, that one, because when you say it, it basically says, I don't know. But I bow to your superior wisdom, usually. Number 3. I've never thought about it. Lady 1. Just like I was saying to Herbert this morning, you just don't get the service anymore like you used to. Possible adult responses. Number 1. I can't agree with that. That just sounds like it's asking for an argument. But who am I? Number 2. What kind of service do you mean? Number 3. The standard of living is as high as ever, the way I see it. Number 4. I can't complain. These alternative responses would have been adult, but not complimentary. Someone who is enjoying a game of Ain't It Awful does not welcome the intrusion of facts. If the neighbour girls enjoy an every morning session of Husbands Are Stupid, they will not welcome a new girl who announces brightly that her husband is a jewel. This brings us to the first rule of communication and transactional analysis. When stimulus and response on the PAC transactional diagram make parallel lines, the transaction is complementary and can go on indefinitely. It does not matter which way the vectors go, whether it be parent, parent, adult, adult, child, child, parent, child, child, adult. They are parallel. Lady 1 and Lady 2 did not make sense in terms of the facts, but the dialogue was complementary and continued for about 10 minutes. Now that, people, is where I'm going to leave it tonight, because we've reached the average time. Actually, I think we may have gone slightly over. Not that it really matters, because I've enjoyed reading this book tonight, and I've enjoyed doing this on my new phone. It doesn't quite do the same close in and close out thing, or magnifying thing, or magnify out, which my last phone did when you use it backwards like I am now, but still good. Still got a good view of everything, especially me. So until next time, people, take care of yourselves, okay? Bye.